some bunnies with a Badooka dunk.
Way downtown. Bang! Bang!
Mama, there goes that man.
Welcome to A Tribe Called Swish. We got J Money, Kev from Ohio, back to the three-man weave is back together again like we never left. And look, we got 2 episodes in 1 week. This is a first for us.
Right.
So how's it going, fellas?
Good, my brother. Doing good.
Good. As always, we're brought to you by Southern Edge Beverage Company. Like, subscribe. Don't be a hater your whole life. So it's been a busy few days in the league, and we got some things to talk about.
Yep.
First things first, you with the worst. The Clippers are the worst franchise ever. I mean, look, man. Not only are they do they only have 6 wins, and they're possibly going to give OKC a top 5, possibly top 10 unprotected lottery pick if they keep losing because of Paul George.
Right.
Not only that, not only is Ty Lue underachieving. No. They kicked Chris Paul off the team. Like, literally tell him to go home. And if you weren't sure, they didn't waive him. They didn't cut him. Mm-hmm. They just said, go home. Now, to make this worse, they made this decision on Sunday. They let this man fly to Miami, right? He flew to Miami. They lost terribly in Miami. And like what most teams do, they stay overnight because it's Miami, right? Stay overnight in Miami. Still didn't tell him anything. Mm-hmm. The Clippers had plane problems. So they're supposed to leave Miami at 2 or 3, something like that. They didn't leave till 4. No, they left at 8. Got into Atlanta at 11. Damn. Had a 3-hour meeting. And then they're like, oh, yeah, you got to go. So this was the worst handled thing ever. So what was your reaction when y'all saw it was a tweet, it was an IG post from Chris Paul? He's like, I'm out.
Right.
What was your reaction?
J Money, let me take it first.
Go ahead.
Because Chris Paul is my favorite point guard all the time, man. So This is near and dear to me, right? I was just really, really disappointed. I think it's when you're an outsider, you don't really know what's kind of going on, and I know there's 3 sides to every story, right? I saw the sound bite that Lou Will put out there, and he just spoke about, Chris speaking to the team and, wasn't trying to be offensive, but just didn't want to join a losing culture. All those things, but I ask myself, it may be a clash of egos. I think sometimes, it may be going bad, but I don't want to necessarily hear you highlight it, and I think it got to a certain point where Chris Paul probably stepped on the wrong toes in terms of some of the decision makers, because this just seems very impulsive and it feels very personal. How you see it, J Money?
So when I first saw the news, my intrusive thought of Friday, how you get fired on your day off, kind of went just kind of went in my head. But I'm with Kev, man. I'm disappointed how they did this with Chris Paul, especially when Chris Paul got traded over to the Clippers. He helped make that team as dominant as they without Lob. There's no Chris Paul without Lob City, So I'm really disappointed. I'm really shocked about this, especially if it's his final season and they're like, hey, we don't really need you to come on the plane. We got plane problems. You can actually go home, really, if you really want to take it there. But that's kind of crazy. Ty Lue, definitely an ego problem. I think Chris Paul has always been a great leader, and I think Chris Paul and Tyronn Lue, probably how they just talk and how they operate specifically, it was a bad, it's like oil and water. It's probably a bad mix from the jump, honestly, because that's kind of disappointing how you handle a Hall of Famer's career towards playing too.
Yeah, and it's there's rumors that Chris Paul and Ty Lue didn't get along, which I could see that. I mean, I sent y'all that tweet where he's like, your little one championship, don't mean nothing. So, I mean, listen, Chris Paul has been a headache for everybody for 20 years. I mean, we have to be real for a second. It's one thing being a headache when you are great or near the top of your game. It's another thing to be a headache when you at the end of your career or you're not really when you're averaging 3 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where we kind of see this kind of take a head. I agree with everything you guys said. Chris Paul is Mr. Clipper. He brought them out of the Donald Sterling thing. Lob City ran the league, even though they did not get a chance to win a championship. But he made people care about the Clippers. Like us growing up, we knew the Clippers as being the other LA franchise, right?
Yeah.
There's a generation of NBA fans now who has only really known the Clippers as competitive, which for us, that sounds crazy. But when you look back, yeah, there is like a 15-year-old who doesn't remember the Clippers being terrible. Like they've always been at least around competitive about something.
Yeah.
So they owe all that to him. And he was supposed to walk out of his career a Clipper, and they hang his jersey in the rafters. And now, I'm not sure. But to double this, someone did a story is that the two best Clippers, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul, the way they left this franchise, both terrible. Blake Griffin signed an extension in June. They traded him in like October.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just not a good franchise, man.
It's not, and the tough part is that, Chris Paul definitely deserves a better, bon voyage. And I feel like every city should be celebrating him. I think he should be on the Jumbotron, all this farewell thing, but it's not looking like it thus far. I do hope that he gets on with another team. I think before he decided to go to the Clippers, there was some team that had interest. So it's not like his game had depleted so much that, there's no room for him, but it's just really, really disappointing. And I don't really know how they navigate out of it. I think it's really time to blow it all up. I think it's time to get Kawhi out of there. It's just you just need a fresh start. And I think Tyrone Lue kind of goes back to the whole Mike Brown thing. Coaches benefit from coaching on LeBron James. I mean, I think any one of us three can coach LeBron James. You know what I mean? I think, and I go back to that season, B more. It's like you came in at the halfway point and still took some personal days off. You know what I mean? Think about it. The season is 82 games. You came in nearly at 50 and still needed time off. So
Exactly.
So it's just interesting with Tyrone Lue. Again, I'm not privy to everything. I'm not present, but I do think the handling of this it's terrible to see. But I hope Chris Paul ends up with another landing spot and has a proper bon voyage.
Yeah, so he has a real quick J Money. So he can't get traded until the 13th due to NBA rules.
Okay.
What complicates this also is that the Clippers can't release him either because there's an NBA rule where a team has to have 14 players on the roster. Okay. The Clippers only have $1.1 million left in free cap space. So they don't have a lot of options. They could do a buyout, which is possible. They can negotiate that buyout, but that's going to take time. But they don't have a lot of options. So that's why what the market's going to look like for Chris Paul is to be determined. But one more bad decision by the Clippers. They thought they could replace Norman Powell with Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
And Bradley Beal was out of the season. Like this Fred does the epitome you can't get right. Go ahead, Jay. I mean, get in front of you.
I feel like I don't know. I'm just like, what was her thinking? Like when you do all of this, like what goes in your brain? Like what to rationalize this? Like I feel the same way when Nico Harrison traded Luka Doncic. Like what in your head were you thinking to trade away your future of the franchise, and then you just bomb it again? But yeah, I wonder. I think it'd be really cool if, let's say, everything goes well, Chris Paul gets released or waived or whatever the case may be. Like, what if he just goes back to also where his career started? Because I think he started off in New Orleans, right, where they were called the Pelicans at the time.
Yeah.
Or he could go to hometown North Carolina, go to Charlotte, play for the Hornets. They're not going to be good anyway. Like
I don't wish that on Chris Paul to go to the Hornets. I don't wish that on him because that team is full of knuckleheads. Like, look, that team. Listen, I'm not gonna get my Hornets soapbox right now, but no, I don't wish him to Charlotte.
Yeah, because remember, it's already a losing culture anyway, and that's what he said he
Exactly.
didn't want to be associated with. I'd love to see him go to OKC.
Me
Just
too.
be
That'd
on
be
that
interesting.
bench. You got the history with Shea. They're not going to ask you to do much anyway. You move
Right.
into the mansion. All I need you to do is just empty the trash cans. That's
Yep.
it. That's it, Chris. So
Look,
How about
man,
hopefully
Houston?
OKC.
Gary Payton got a
Yeah.
ring like that.
Yep. He did.
So
He did. He did.
Hey, I just think that I just feel like Chris Paul deserved a whole lot better. This is a messed up
I
way to
agree.
end your last season. Like this
Yeah.
ain't like that's like treating your employee and who's been there for like 30 years and you say, hey, happy 30 years. Here's a gift card, $20 to
Right,
McDonald's. That's
right.
kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
it's
What?
wild times. So speaking of wild times, is the Giannis era in Milwaukee over? Because
man,
it's looking that way. So Giannis reportedly said that he wants to get out of Milwaukee. That's the rumor. Giannis hasn't said anything, and now Giannis has that same night he has a mysterious calf strain that's going to keep him out for a couple weeks. So this is a sad way for this era to end. Like this team did just the Dame thing didn't work out. There's a whole laundry list of things that went wrong. But man, the Giannis era could possibly be over. J Money, you are our Milwaukee resident.
yeah.
What are you thinking?
It's the same BS every year, man. It's every year he talking about, oh, I'm gonna get traded. Oh, da 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 da. Listen, man. Do you want to be there or not? I think if I'm an ownership, it's the same story. It's the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna retire. Like, it's annoying. If I'm someone in Giannis's circle, or if I'm the Bucks ownership, I'm telling him, please stop the antics. Do you want to be here or not? Like, you've done this for the past 3-4 years where you talk about being traded, it's the same stories of like, I want to be here, I don't want to be here, but you end up staying anyway. Let me know what we need to do, or I make the decision for you. And also, please stop bringing your brothers and like taking up roster spots. Like, they are both trash. You are the only good player in the team. We don't need 3 mascots on the roster. Stop it.
So the interesting thing, you look at Milwaukee, J Money, Chris Middleton, gone. Damian Lillard, gone. Brook Lopez, gone. Drew Holiday, gone. I said it to say I get Greek, how you want to go about it, but maybe he's trying to use diplomacy. Maybe he's thinking about perception. But to your point, Jay Money, I don't need the posturing. If you don't want to be here, let's work the pieces. Let's get you up out of here, because I feel like it's dragging on. And I understand why he would want to leave, because again, they're not building for the future. You're not gonna, no disrespect to him, but I look up and I got Miles Turner, Ryan Rollins, and these guys aren't all-star caliber players compared to the type of roster that's going to be this OKC team, and they just don't have it, So we're just posturing at this point. I think that where Greek lands can really shake up the landscape. It's like, I love a Golden State move. It's so many pieces, so many places you can put him. So I'm really, really intrigued, but I'm beyond posturing. If it's time to moving, let's just get to it.
See, I am the opposite of you, Kev, with that, because I think wherever he lands, they're going to have to empty the cupboard. And whatever team he lands on, it's not going to be what he expects. And so, like, they're like the Knicks. If he goes to the Knicks, everything that makes the Knicks, pretty much everybody except probably Jalen Brunson, it's probably acceptable for the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to give up a king's ransom. If they're going to do it'll be the same thing what happened when they got Carmelo. They gave up too much. Carmelo gets there, and he looks around and is like, oh, this is not a championship team, because they gave up too much. So his contract is so big, and he's going to demand, because he's still in his prime. He's going to demand so much. It's like there is no. There's only like what, Jokic, Shea, probably the only 2 players you could be like, okay, a straight up 1-for-1, where that you don't have to blow up the team.
Yeah.
So everybody else they try to trade for pieces and picks or whatever, where he's going to go, it's just not going to be like he could go to Golden State, but that team's already thin. So that team's already
they got
thin.
nothing over there.
Right.
Nobody.
And people, as always, no matter any time of big stars want to be traded, they're like, he can go to the Lakers. Man, look, man. Listen, I know there's magic in the world, but come on. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Just the sheer money. The sheer money portion of it. Like, that's not gonna work. I mean, there's no, it's just so, yeah. I mean, to me, when I think about the only team that might make sense, no, honestly, no, I can't think of a team that really makes sense. I was going to say Miami, but they'd have to give up Bam, and then they would still be in the same. It would be the
same situation.
Yeah. So I don't really know a team that really makes sense for him, honestly.
So I have a question. So if we take out like the sense part, right? If we take out the logical of this, what team would be willing to even pay for Giannis? Like, what team goes? It sounds good on paper, but I'm not. It's not worth dumping my team to get Giannis. The guy can barely shoot, right?
Right.
He's a drive and dunk kind of guy. What do I really want him on my team?
Yeah. Also, yeah. They're gonna the answer to that question is yes.
Right, but like for what though? Like, is it worth me dumping my whole roster just for one guy who? Because the league is a shooting league. He can't shoot that great. But like, is it worth doing it?
So he's not going to be able to go to any team that we think of that's like championship ready, right? I could see a team like Brooklyn. So him and MPJ could be a good combo. They've got some young pieces, especially if they're able to keep Cam Thomas. Got some young pieces that that could be something special. But there is no real contender that he could like go to. I don't know Phoenix's cap situation. They're surprisingly good this year, so he could maybe go there, do something. But none of the powers who we think of, it really makes sense. Unless you do a swap for him and Anthony Davis and some picks. But I don't think Dallas is going to do anything else, crazy.
That would be insane.
No, I'm with you on that. I think Greek needs to go to a large market. I like the Knicks. I like Miami. I think teams that have so many assets, you just try to pile them up in a trade. And I think you shoot your shot this season. To your point, Jay Money may be a loss because it's just to kind of get him, but that's just a risk you take. Because if I would do that in the event that he signs a long-term extension. I may take the hit for this particular season just for the long-term play, but it's just interesting. It's a tough position because he garners so much, and you want to set yourself up. Kind of going back to that Ben Simmons, James Harden trade. Sometimes when there is another dominant player, you can make it work. But I think in their case, they may have to bring in a third team to kind of really offset some things. But I love the Knicks. I think he's per se what they kind of need just because of the market and just having Greek there. But you will have to give up Carl Anthony. You're going to have to give up a lot of little pieces, but I think it's worth it. And if I'm the Knicks, I'll go all in. That's my leading candidate. If he goes to Miami, that doesn't mean much. I think the Knicks is the destination.
I mean, he could make the Knicks fun. I mean, the Knicks, like I watched them play last night against Charlotte, and that is such a. I don't understand that team. I don't. I know we talk about the Knicks every week, but I don't understand that team. The team was up by 22, and they let Charlotte cut it to 6.
Yeah, that was.
And then they decided to play ball, and then they ran away, and then Cat did the most zesty reverse dunk I've seen in my life. Like I don't know how you do a reverse dunk that makes it, but so Dominican Cat out of New York, that's probably it. That would have to go. But yeah, like I would like to see him. I would like to see him in New York. That's
me too.
That's really the only thing I could like. A part of me would like to see him in a place like Atlanta with some young talent and do something there and be like and almost kind of recreate what he did in Milwaukee and like, okay, look, this team hasn't had a champion in so long. I'm going to bring a championship to this city, which Atlanta may burn down if they win basketball. I mean, that city may literally burn down. So like I would like to see something like that, but the Knicks probably Adam Silver was like, come to New York, please come to New York.
I feel like with New York, Giannis brings a particular kind of like competitiveness and edge to that team too, because I think what they are missing a guy that is hungry, and Giannis is that guy. And I don't think they're gonna find that in Cat. So wherever Cat goes, they're gonna get more of like a real finesse, kind of a player who's kind of like mildly timid kind of play. So. But yeah. Ooh, what if he goes to OKC and they trade Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein for him? That'd be fire. I would watch every game.
That's funny.
That's
you
unfair.
say that because that thought had crossed my mind.
Wow.
Because I don't think Sam Presti would do this because Sam Presti is not one to really give up because they're in a good position. He's not one to really give up their youth. But a Chet Hartenstein. Give up Giannis. They could pick up another center on the market someplace. They got the picks. They bring Giannis over. Oh man,
They got picks for years.
That's unfair.
I mean, and then I think, and honestly, I think they would have before they extended. They would have at least 2 to 3 years of Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
So they would still be. Oh man,
I would do it.
God, that would be wow.
How do you feel about Minnesota offering a package of Rudy, Randall, and some picks
for Giannis?
Yeah, because if they do that and they can still keep
Ant-Man,
potential, of course, Ant-Man, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So you can still keep the shooting around Giannis and have Ant and Giannis.
I like
that. That could shake things up.
I would joyfully crash out because I hate Rudy Gobert, but I'd be so happy because Giannis is going to play with Ant, and Ant is unhinged personality, and Giannis's unhinged personality. It's a movie.
It would be fun. Like the post-game interviews would be hilarious. Like, yeah, you know what, man? That
sounds fun. Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I think they would probably have to bring in a third team because I think Minnesota's probably going to want some other stuff, but.
Mm-hmm.
I like I like Giannis in Minnesota.
Right. You know,
because Minnesota needs something because this team that they have is not going to work. It's not it. They've got that team as far as they can go, but okay, I like it.
I want to put a prediction in.
All right,
I'm gonna say 4-team trade with Giannis involved. Because Giannis is the face of the NBA, and he's still in his prime. He's 27, I think. No, I think he's
crazy.
I think he's 30 now, but he's still young.
Yeah,
we gotta change how we look at 30 because I'm 30. But he's still young. The pace that he's going right now, it's not going to slow down. You can really get a solid 6-7 years out of Giannis before you really start seeing signs of him slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say a potential 4-team trade. I don't know with who, because a lot of movement is going to be made for that team that wants Giannis. 4 teams. The smallest is going to be 3. There's no one-on-one trade for this one.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Wow.
All right, so the Mavericks aren't done. Look, man, I don't know how, I don't know why, but this team is putting together a small win streak right now. Cooper Flag looks really comfortable. Mm-hmm. The other Nembhard brother looks like their parents birthed ballers. so the other brother looks like he can ball. Mm-hmm. Ant and Cooper they look like they're developing their chemistry. They still have some injuries. Derek Lively is still out, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So they're still not full strength, but with what they have, they are starting to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And they're in the play-in picture right now, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's not time to blow this team up. I mean, if they could stay middle of the pack in the playoff race and Kyrie comes in around All-Star break March, maybe, I mean, look, it's not a championship team, so I'm not going to go nuts. But they could be a playoff team come the second half of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you look at that front court, like you said, Lively, Gafford, AD. Their front court has a lot of good size, and then you can mix in Kyrie, creates so much more space. So now Cooper, you get more open jump shots that you didn't get, and he's playing well. I think that Dallas team could be a sleeper, but I'm a betting man. I just don't see it manifesting. But I would like to see it. I really would. I think with Kyrie, but also what if Kyrie's traded to Houston? There's so many rumors kind of going on. I
Mhm.
don't really know. It is good to see them doing their thing, but I think it's more smoke. And what I think the most hilarious thing is Klay Thompson. The, fe- the feedback that he got, with the whole Mega Stallion thing, and over the last, let's say, 7 games, Clay's been waking up. You know what I mean?
He
So
has
it's
been
like,
waking up. He been
Yeah.
nah, I,
Oh, here we
I,
go. You know
I,
what?
I,
You know what?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We got ISO on you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
that's funny.
Hey, my boy been dropping 20 plus for the past 7 games. Can't say nothing. Balling from the three. Yeah, y'all talking about Meg Thee Stallion. I think that Thanksgiving dinner got him going though. He said, "Oh, Shorty can rap and put it down."
Right.
Yeah.
Man. But he's been doing his thing though,
He has
so
been.
I'm just glad to see him kind of stepping up. And it's funny, be more. It's like we're in an age where social media has such a presence where these players, it shows their true personalities. They hear the rumors, they hear what fans say, they hear all of this, and they kind of make some adjustments on the fly in real time.
Mhm.
Whereas in the past, if you didn't have access to the player or have a chance encounter or meeting them in the club or the mall, you just wouldn't have access. Now you can
Right.
send a player a DM and he might respond. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Which
uh,
which is so wild to me.
it is.
It's
I would
so
do it.
I don't understand it. It's like they will complain about the fans. You don't know nothing about basketball. You never played basketball, and
Right.
say that we don't know nothing. But you
Right.
play basketball.
Yeah.
You are rich and famous. You don't even know me, and
Yeah.
I'm just a dot in the crowd. And yet you responded to me. That is crazy. Because I say, yo, man, you went 4 for 11. That's a terrible shooting night, which it
Right.
is. and you will be like, no, it's not. You don't understand. You don't understand basketball. Nah, man, I know numbers. You went 4 for 11.
Absolutely. Donovan Mitchell, he ended up putting up a 40 burger because of a fan said he was washed. Like that's all it takes, Donovan. Like, I'm gonna just send him DM after DM. Wash, wash, wash. If it's gonna create that type of a reaction, and so these players are a trip, man. But it's something. It is something.
They really are, man. Oh man. All right. So for our last segment, we'll do over and under season wins. So some of these teams had high expectations, some of them did not. But I'm going to give you guys 8 teams, give you what their win projection was at the beginning of the season and
Okay.
what their win total is now. And you tell me why, if they are or if they won't make that projection. All right.
Got it.
So first team, the Miami Heat. They're projected to win 38 games, 37 and a half per Vegas, but you know how that goes. 38 games, right? Their current record is 14-8.
Mm,
You
okay.
think 14-8 right now? Think they can hit 38?
J Money, what you got?
I'm gonna go under.
Okay.
They're a mediocre team. Like I think when then Tyler Hero came back, they went on a pretty good win streak and they did pretty good. But when it comes down to it, they're going to be a playing team for the next few years until they get on like another Jimmy Butler situation or another star player to come over there and kind of get them over the hump. Ever since Jimmy Butler left and Dwayne Wade retired, it hasn't been the same. So I'm going to go under 38.
I join you with that, my brother. I think I'm going under as well. I think that team, they have pieces. Javier Vasquez, and
Mm-hmm.
he rolls back, and there's Bam, and I just don't think they have a true identity. Nothing about them scares you.
Mm-hmm.
But and the tough part, this is the time to really flourish in the East. With Boston being depleted, Philly, in and out the lineup with playoff P and the process. It's like so. There's not a lot of things teams you got to really truly worry about. But I just don't trust them, and I think Riley really needs to make a splash in that roster for them to be considered real again. And right now they're just looking depleted.
So I'm gonna go over. and not by much.
Oh.
I think I am thinking like 39. like
Okay.
so not drastically over
Mhm.
because 30. So that would mean they would be like 39 and 44. I'm not doing no, that math isn't right. But yeah, but 39 wins. I think so. Just right under 500. Yeah, like they're 14-8 down, so they're playing well so early in the season. At 14-8 right now, they're projected at like 49 wins right now.
Okay.
But I know the wheels are going to come off sometime during the season because this team is very deep, and all it takes is one injury to Bam, and this team will spiral. So I'm gonna go over, but just barely over, just slightly over 39.
I feel you.
All right, the Chicago Bulls. So they're currently 9-12. Preseason projection was 33 and a half, 34 wins. Right. They started out the season, they were like 8-2, something like that. Josh Giddey, they're like, oh, Josh Giddey's gonna be an all-star. He's carrying this team. Some injuries have happened. Now they've fallen to 9-12. So over under 33 and a half wins.
Ooh, I feel you. J Money, you first. I need time to think.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say you go first, and I'll go. I'd probably say 33 is pretty solid. Honestly, it kind of fits. I think how the Bulls. I mean, it's great that the Bulls started off hot, but I knew like the Bulls are going to do Bulls things anyway. So they kind of get you excited, which is great. But then they kind of fall off around this time. And then they kind of end up with another mediocre or bad record and they're a play-in team. So I'm right there. 33 and a half is actually kind of, I don't know. Is there like a midway? Is there a midpoint instead of over?
No pushes. Over under.
Dang it. All right. Well, we'll go under.
All right.
You know what? I'm gonna say over. I think I think Chicago, they're just scrappy, man. You look up, they're always in games. I don't want to butcher his name, but what's the small forward Power's name? Vazilis something. I want to butcher.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
But I like his game. I love I just love the guard play they have there. And so whatever reason they're so gritty, I can just see them kind of getting it together. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they made a trade at some point in time too. So I'm gonna go over just because sometimes you got to trust your gut, and they're just one of them teams that are just scrappy to me, and I think they'll emerge.
So I'm going to go under, and I want to say with a slight asterisk, if this roster stays the same.
Yeah.
Because they have flexibility, and I know they've been interested in making moves. But if this roster pretty much stays mostly the same, under. Because I think that they have a Miami thing where one small injury, something doesn't go quite their way, and this team, like we're seeing this team kind of fall apart. So yeah, I'm gonna go under on the Bulls. I like watching them early in the season. They look good.
Right.
Josh Giddey's probably going to be an all-star because he's putting up great numbers, and I think he's going to slip to the all-star game. But yeah, I think they're going to run out of steam. 30 wins. Yeah, I think 29 wins, something like that's probably for the season for them.
I get you.
All right, the New York Knickerbockers preseason 53 and a half wins. They're currently 14-7. So, Kev from Ohio, what do you think? Over, under 53 and a half wins?
Don't be a hater.
Oh, under.
Okay.
Mike Brown does not have my support.
Such a hater.
No way, J Money. He is not gonna lead the ship. And I think unless the Greek trade manifests, I just think I don't trust the Knicks. I just whatever reason I think they're a conglomerate of just so many like pieces. I just don't like it. You need to trim the fat. A gym trainer told me in order to get to the lean, you got to trim the fat. And I just think they really need to trim the fat with that roster because I just don't get it. You bring in Clarkson and you got all, you rarely use him. I just don't like it the way they're assembled. I think, and then Cat, he's a good player. You know, I'm one of those guys. I try not to be too hard on him, but in the end, you just don't trust him. You just don't trust him, and when you don't trust him, in the immortal words, what was his name? Mike Singletary. Can't win with him. Can't win with him. You know, and that's kind of how I feel about Big Cat. He can play, but can't win with him, J Money.
So I'm gonna say that Kev is so smooth with the disrespect, like it doesn't even make sense. His delivery is just, no, it's kind of crazy actually. So I'm gonna say over. I'm a believer. Okay, I believe in Mike Brown. Matter of fact, Mike Brown for president. Mike Brown for New York governor. Mike Brown for the Knicks GM. Honestly, but I'm gonna say over, and the reason I say that is that the recent, I think they mess with the team too much. They haven't messed with the team too much. That's what I meant to say. But recently, if you look at the record over the past couple of years, they've been like either 50 or above wins. Yeah. So yeah, I'm on board with the 53 wins. I'm over. Actually, I'm gonna say 55. I'm gonna give them that. They have a great team. The chemistry is going to be the biggest thing, honestly, if that can get them over that hump to get to that 50-plus record. And for the playoffs, they need to get on the page with Mike Brown with the new offensive scheme. Cat's got to stop crying about everything. He just I think Mike Brown's going to bring that, that fire out of Cat to get him to be a better aggressive player. But don't do this to me, Kev. Come on,
man. I got a violin playing while you talking.
Oh my God. Look, man, I haven't crashed out in a while. I'll do it
today. I'm gonna go over, man. And honestly, not only gonna go over, I'm gonna go 60 wins.
Ooh.
And here's why. Cleveland, who should have been their biggest competitor, is not looking good. Boston is down. So the East isn't, we thought Cleveland was going to be that juggernaut in the East because everybody else was struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, right now for the Knicks, it's one of those things where if not them, who? To be honest with you.
Detroit.
So,
I was going to say Detroit is up there.
Detroit. I mean, you're right. Detroit's the other team, but I think they can hit 60, man. I think they can hit 60. So I'm going over. I'm gonna go over. All right, last Eastern Conference team, Boston Celtics. They're projected at 37 wins this year. They're currently 12-9 somehow. The fact that they're over 500, shocking. But 12-9. So J Money. What do you think? Over, under 37 wins?
I'm going to go under. I think Jason Tatum needs to, if Jason Tatum was healthy, I'd say 100% over. Jaylen Brown is not that guy. He's not consistent. I think their team, I don't know what happened with their team, man. Like, it breaks my heart to see it. They're kind of falling apart is what it looks like. I watched their game recently. They start off good and then they kind of like shoot themselves in the foot and they just stop playing aggressive. And then they got the whole Jaylen Brown hair thing going on. So they got too much stuff going on right now. Like the black dye is killing me. But this isn't going to be the year for them. Honestly, it's going to be a wait and see situation until next year.
Gotcha. So I think they're fortunate that the Indiana Pacers don't have Halliburton, and because he can prove to be that kryptonite. When all I need to do is do this, J Money, and you know what that means. So I'm with you. I'm with you guys. I'm with you in terms of it could potentially be over, but I just don't see it. And be more. I heard what you said about my Cavs. I heard what you said about them. Now, so consider, Jared Allen has been out.
Yeah.
This guy Darius Garland, he's in and out. So
Yeah.
we've been nicked up a little bit too, but I think in the end, that's why it's 82 games. We got time. And remember, our GM Kobe for president. I think he's really gonna bring in the right pieces to assemble around Donovan. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm doggone. I don't know. I just feel like the
He's
Cavs will
such a
emerge.
hater.
I know. this dude Mike Brown. Oh, it just gets under my skin.
You still on Mike Brown? We talk about the Celtics.
I know. Right. But
I
He can't get over Mike Brown.
right.
I hope Mike Brown is an all-star coach. You know what? Just for that.
Oh my goodness. I ain't gonna watch it. I
want him to wear a shirt that says "Just for you, Kev."
Oh man, yeah. So for the Celtics, man,
37.
That's
It's tall
you know
order.
what? No, hell with that. I have no faith in Joe Mazzulla under
He's such a hater.
because Joe Mazzulla is a terrible coach. I don't care what nobody says. And Jay Money, I haven't said in about 3 or 4 episodes.
That's true.
Joe Mazzulla is a terrible coach, and that's Ime Udoka's ring. So,
That is crazy.
so he got Ime's ring. That's all it was. So yeah, under for the Celtics. All right. Our favorite team that we talked about today, the Los Angeles Clippers. They were projected 47.5 wins.
Oh my God.
They are currently, drum roll, 6-16. So to make this fun, they're on pace to win 23 games. So I'm going to say over or under 23 games.
I say over. I think they're. It's funny. Sometimes adversity brings the best out you in a way. And I think this Chris Paul, while it's a blemish and it's not looking good. I think when you finally can get behind or beyond this, then maybe things stabilize. Because James Harden has been playing well. He's been. The point totals have been there. The assists have been there. Kawhi isn't necessarily low managing. And they got. I love their front court as well. So I think they got pieces. I think they can remedy it. Some things have to kind of land their way. They're definitely gonna need health, but I actually don't want to rule them out because I from top to bottom I like the roster. It's just not showing in their results.
I'm gonna go under. I think it's really because I think Tyronn Lue is not a good head coach. I never thought he was a good great head coach. I always thought he was a great offensive minded coach.
Mhm.
And if there was ever a team that needed an offensive coach to get them to build around their star players, I think Tyronn Lue is the guy. But I think just how things have been going over the past few years and how this year started off, it's not great. I'm not a big believer in that. I think especially the thing that leaves a bad taste in my mouth is a Chris Paul situation too. So that bothers me a little bit as well. But I'm gonna go under. They'll maybe they're not even gonna be a play-in team. I think it's just time to just give up.
Blow it up.
Yeah.
So the over-under was for the projected wins right now, which is 23. I'm with Kev. I think they have too much talent to only win 23 games.
Mm-hmm.
Because 23 games is really, really, that's probably what like Brooklyn might win.
Or the Hornets.
Yeah, or the Hornets, yeah. So I'm gonna go over the current projection from their 6-16. Because I think Harden and Kawhi, I think they can will them to 24 wins. To at least 24 wins. All right, the Lakers. They were projected before the season 46.5 wins. They're currently sitting at 15-5. So over under 46.5 wins for the Lakers.
I'm gonna say over. They got it going. They got to Luka's going. One of the funniest takes I saw the other day was Steven Jackson talking about. He's like, I didn't think I would ever say this, but white power. Talking about Luke and Reeves. I said, and JJ Redick, I said, wow, that's something. But they definitely got it going, and I think some the others are staying healthy, like Vanderbilt. He's always in and out the lineup. I know Marcus Smart is doing his thing. He's kind of in and out the lineup too. But I like what they got going on. I hate that, LeBron, maybe he's starting to show signs of that, being in the league 23 years. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay for the GOAT to slow down. It's okay for the GOAT to slow down. But I do think I like the way they look and the energy is there. I think like most teams, it is predicated on health. And I hope Luka can kind of, this slim fit Luka, we're seeing the results. We really are seeing the results. And Reeves game is just fluid. I think he's his what I love about him is just his ability to kind of use that rub screen. I love his ability to just not shy away from moments. So I got the Lakers. I'm going to say over.
I'm gonna go under. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I like how both y'all went, but
I was like, wow, you really are a hater.
After what I've been hearing from the both of y'all, I should have stuck with it. Joe Mazzulla and Mike Brown haters. Definitely over. I hope they get a 60-22 record. That's what I really would love to see. I think my biggest question, not just mine, the league's biggest question was, how does this team operate without LeBron starting the season? And it has shown very clear that they are very successful. And then it's also shown that when both major stars are out, who steps up? It's Austin Reeves, and they win games. So, definitely a 60-plus win team. JJ Redick has been phenomenal with coaching this team. He got on LeBron's case the other day. LeBron over here kikiing on the other side of the Suns bench.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he's like, bro, I understand you're retiring. Right. I understand you're retiring, but you still got to clock in, bro. Get to work. So, huge ups, high hopes for the Lakers, for sure.
All right. So, the Lakers actually won tonight against the Raptors, 123-120. So that's a big quality win for the Lakers. Wow. So they're at 16-5. I'm going to go over. Just for this game, just to let y'all know, Luka did not play, but Austin Reeves dropped 44. LeBron had 8.6 boards and 11 assists.
Oh, he lost his streak.
It's over.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
It's over.
And he hustled for that streak the other night. He was shooting terrible. So his double-digit streak is over, but they won. DeAndre Ayton, 17 points. DeAndre Ayton, this past 2 weeks, I've noticed has been balling. So they beat a quality team without Luka. So I'm gonna go over, and I'm with y'all. I mean, this is probably a 60-win team right now. And I did not see that coming into the year, but JJ Redick is a good coach.
Yeah.
And look, never thought that you could go from rec league elementary school to the NBA, but man, dreams can come true.
I swear.
If you coached elementary school rec league, you too could be an NBA coach.
How many clips have we ever seen a coach? You could tell using bass in their voice, calling LeBron's name, LeBron.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, JJ, and certainly they have good rapport coming from the show and all of that stuff. But that's why I respect JJ. I think JJ is one of those guys who maybe operates just using diplomacy. He's delivering truth, but with tact. But it may be assertive. You know what I mean? And I think he loves the game. I think one time I heard him talk about him being fortunate to be under coaches and learning from them and kind of paying homage, and it shows in his style. You're under Coach K 4 years on, you're gonna use some of that. It's gonna be a part of your basketball acumen. So I think I like JJ, and I'm with you on this 60-win season.
All right, next up, Denver Nuggets. Coming to the season, they were projected at 53 wins. They're currently 15-6. So, J Money, over under Denver.
Surprising about the record, but I'm gonna go. Man, we can't do push. I'm gonna go over. It makes sense. It's the Joker. I feel like I don't need to say much after that. Like Nikola Jokic. That's it. That's the reason why they'll be over.
The end.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I think I don't know when Aaron Gordon comes back. He's been out of the lineup as well,
Yeah.
right? And is Braun out of the lineup? Or is he back?
He's
He's
been in and out.
He's been
I
right.
think
I
he's
know.
been in and out. Yeah.
Right. So but I trust them. I love the way they're assembled. Jamal Murray coming off of a big game. It's good to see
Yeah,
him
he had 40
healthy.
something last night.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I just trust Denver. I think that championship pedigree is going to reign supreme. But definitely got my eye on them. I may not feel like the way I felt in previous seasons, just because OKC is so freaking dominant.
Yeah.
But I do think they'll get the ship together. I feel like I think Jokic, his ability. Did you see that he had a no look pass at one time in the paint?
That was crazy to Watson. That was insane.
That was
like,
mean.
what?
He was nasty.
To be that anticipatory and that you're a center doing it. That's impressive. That's really impressive. So I trust Denver. In the end, sometimes it's just you just got to go with your gut, and I trust them. So I'm going to say over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the Joker. He's averaging a triple double. He's being great. He's got his teammates balling. Jamal Murray's probably the healthiest he's been in forever, his whole career. Peyton Watson he's coming along. Aaron Gordon's going to be Aaron Gordon when he gets back into the lineup, and Bruce Brown is back. He's giving them good minutes. So yeah, I just think this team is playing like they always have, and I think what I like about this team also is that Jokic isn't going to let them coast through the regular season like we've seen other championship type teams do. Like we're just going to coast the regular season. Let's just get to the playoffs and then return it on. Yeah. He's the leader, and even though he doesn't seem like he's the rah guy, he's probably not. But they all respect him, and so he's not going to come and play half ass. And this team isn't. They're balling. So yeah, I'm definitely over 52.5 wins. All right, our last team, OKC Thunder. So they are 21-1. And so what I want to discuss mainly, I'm not going to do over under. I want to know, can they get Golden State's record?
It's 24-2, right? 24-1.
20. I thought it was 1.
Let me check it. I thought it was 21-1. Let me check. Make sure I got it right.
Because I know they started off because Steve Kerr was out for 25 games or 26 games.
Yeah.
And
I'm talking about the wins record.
Yeah, it's like 24 wins and it's like 24-1, I think it was.
No, I'm talking about for the season. The 73.
Right.
Oh, 73. The 73-1.
Yeah, 73 wins. Yeah. Not 73. Yeah, 73. Yeah, 73 wins. Yeah.
And then they lost
and 9.
Right.
Oh, that's right. 73-9. Yeah.
So, Kev, can they get 74?
No. I think it's something. They definitely got the pieces. J Dub is back, but for whatever reason, I can foresee them facing some adversity down the road. Not to give them bad juju, but I think something along the way just tells me something's gonna disrupt. There's no way they're gonna just be that dominant. Come on, man. Come on, OKC. But like the rich get richer, but they have it's just like it's beautiful basketball because what I love about Shea is that his former leadership, it's not Kobe, it's not MJ. I don't have to yell at my teammate, I don't have to do any of that. I think we spoke about it before. The exclusivity of their locker room and just the camaraderie is just something, and that adds to their success. So you can win going about your business model being different. Just look at it. Look at the contrast. You got a Tony Dungy, you got Mike Tomlin, but you also got, and they're so different, but the common denominator is that they're winners. So sometimes the different coaching style can work. It's like a pet peeve of mine to feel like this blueprint of winning is just the way you got to do it. And you don't. You can win being inclusive. You can win bigging up your teammates. You can win not punching your teammates. You can hold them accountable, certainly, but
shout out to Draymond.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You ain't gonna, you know what I mean? So but I do think OKC will face some adversity. Hopefully it's not by way of injury, but just my way of the shots aren't falling. But I don't see them breaking that record. I don't.
I think they will. Or they'll tie it. It's one of those. I think They probably will. I think the only way they face adversity is if they make a trade for that included somebody important to the roster. Like that's gonna be a big thing. And I think because their chemistry is just so good off the court and on the court, you can tell they're a very tight team. Yeah, I it's hard for me to see them not to either get the record or beat it. They're a hungry team. They got swagger. They got everything. Kev clocked out again.
I think, man, it is hard for me to be like no, or just based off just kind of what we're seeing, right? Like just like no, they're not going to get it. They've only lost one game. Shea isn't playing a lot of fourth quarters, and J-Dub is back. Look, nobody thought that Bulls record would ever get eclipsed, right? And it took all-time great player, two all-time great players, really, the two best shooters of all time, for them to do it. This OKC team has arguably, depending on what day it is, either the best or second best player in the league on that team. They have and they have a team that plays ferocious defense, and defense travels. So my heart doesn't think that record could be broken. But when you look at the pieces they have, that we've seen that they could suffer an injury. So if J-Dub was out, they were still strong. So if Chet goes down, they could be strong. I don't think if I would worry, the only time I would worry would be if Hartenstein goes down, because that's probably their shallowest position. They got wings for days. They can just they just throw a rocket and then they bring another wing off the bench, right? So if Hartenstein goes down, that becomes a problem. But I'm gonna say, yeah, they're gonna break the record. I'm gonna say that they're gonna break their record. I think they're gonna have tough games with out west, but I think they're gonna clean up in the East. They're gonna jack up a lot of wins in the East. When the East comes to them, when they go East, they're gonna take a lot of wins there. So I'm gonna say yeah, and it's gonna be exciting to see them break it. So all right, everybody, that was our over under. Kev is flickering in and out, so I think that's our sign that we're gonna wrap this up. So all right, final thoughts. Kev from Ohio, kick us off.
Ah, man, it's just, it seems like we do. I'm fortunate that we had this our second show in a week, but it just seems like in the sporting world, like day to day, we don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? We just don't know what's happening. But I foresee trades coming. I foresee it just getting spicy. I foresee, us being another season of just kind of like uncertainty, but yet certain. Some of the favorites are no longer the favorites. I think some other teams will emerge. But I'm just I got my popcorn, just kind of like waiting, got my tea, you know what I mean? I'm just waiting to see what comes about. But I think all in all, I think it'll still come down to like the favorites will emerge. But we'll see, we'll see.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that has to be addressed is like how much, you guys are haters on Mike Brown and Joe Mazzulla. And I think Joe Mazzulla is going to be perfectly fine. He'll be in that job for a long time. I'll say this. I want to say something pretty interesting. If the Nuggets win a ring, it's not their current coach's ring. It's Mike Malone's ring. Point blank, period. Okay. Mike Malone built that team. He built that culture. If there's no Nikola Jokic without Mike Malone. There's no winning culture there without Mike Malone. I hope he lands a job at some point. But also OKC is the next Golden State Warriors. And that's what we're looking at. I think they could be. Has there ever been a team in NBA history to go for a 3-peat or a 4-peat?
Maybe the Celtics.
The Celtics were.
So to do a 4-peat, just the Celtics. So the Bulls had a chance for a four-peat, but Jordan retired. The Lakers had a chance for a four-peat. They lost to the Pistons. That's who they lost. They lost to the Pistons.
The Spurs were close too, right?
Yeah.
They were supposed to-
Yeah. So there's never been a four-peat since that 12 championship team of the Celtics.
I think OKC could be that team.
Cool. In this era, that's impressive.
Yeah. That might be a topic for next week.
Oh yeah.
But all right, cool. All right. My final thoughts will be pretty much the sports are crazy right now, man. I think this is a great time in sports. Well, one thing took me that I wanted to talk about was Kai and Anthony. So Syracuse is not a good team, right? But they upset Tennessee last night. And Cayenne, who's normally super chill, every time I've ever seen him, he's like his dad, real cool.
Right.
Not last night. Not last night. Like that's the type of energy I need to see players on. Like I miss that joy, that excitement. These kids are so media trained at such an early age, and even him. He had to be that 17-year-old. He let that joy out. And I'm like, and he talked his shit. He bigged up his teammates. And look, everyone knows he's the star of Syracuse. His dad is Carmelo. He's the star. But still, he was like, he bigged up all his teammates. And I loved seeing that. And that's something I forgot how much I missed, where I think that's why we love Anthony Edwards so much, because he's not media trained. He's just like, he's going to say what he feels and just going to be in the moment. Right. And that's what I saw last night. He was out of control. He's like, word to my dad, yo. I was like, yeah, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. All right. So on that note, we go close out another strong episode. 3-man weave, a Tribe Called Swish. Sign out for J Money, Kev from Ohio. I'm B Moore. Thank you for joining us. Again, brought to you by Southern Edge Beverage Company. Peace.
Hey.